So the question is, why is Star Wars struggling right now? Why have you seen a steady decline from The Force Awakens all the way through the Solo campaign? And if you look at the graphs for the monetary earnings over a long period of time, from starting with The Force Awakens, it is a continual trend downward. Why is that? Why is it that there is so much, as it's called, show media and things of that nature, promoting Star Wars as if it's an incredible thing in reality? What has taken place that has caused the original Star Wars fans to be put off by Star Wars? Well, most common sense answer would be that it is not meeting their expectations. For example, when people try to brand something and promote it to someone or sell something to someone, it is good business practices to give them or sell them something that they want. Now, the other side of the spectrum is to create something that you think people want and then try to sell it to them as a desire that they should have. Now, that's very common in our day in society right now. That's pretty much what is going on with the Star Wars media, is that they think this is what people want, but the accountants at the end of the day should be telling the upper management, look, the numbers are not representing the truth. And the truth is that as people give money with things that they want to buy. And if they're not giving money to Star Wars, it is because it's not something that they want. And Star Wars is going to have to, or Disney will have to, forego doing the second branding type, which is to produce something they think people want or they think you should want and give it to you, and try to go back and find out and communicate, connect with Star Wars or with young people or the people that they're trying to sell these movies to, and to say, hey, what is it that you want to see? What is it that makes you tick? What is your core desire? What is it that makes you sit up or makes you go to a movie 2 times instead of 1 time? And then try to find a producer who can do that for Star Wars, which there are producers out there. I mean, there are movies that make mega bucks. So obviously there are, and get good reviews, not by paid off critics or critics who are agenda based, or as people call it. And I don't want to go into all that because it's annoying. But so what is Star Wars? What is the essence of Star Wars? Well, the essence of Star Wars is not the Force. It's not superpowers. It's not blaster guns. It's not space battles, because there's all kinds of movies like that. So why is it Star Wars was successful and others weren't successful? If you look at what is the core storyline driving the whole thing, it's starting with the very first Star Wars, which would be 4, that George Lucas put out, all the way through 6. That phenomenon took place because of one story arc, and that story arc is that a young boy is trying to discover and not discover, what's the word I'm looking for? He is trying to redeem his father from the dark side. That's the story. That's the whole story. It is about a boy and his dad. People say, well, that's not Star Wars stuff. No, it is Star Wars. That is Star Wars, period. It is about a boy and his dad and the relationship and the craziness of it and a happy ending relationship. That's it. That's what Star Wars is. And you can add a bunch of different little cool things in there, and it makes it great, but at the end of the day, it's a story about a boy and his dad. And that's what captured the hearts of the men, primarily the men, who watched the movie back in the 80s. It was about a boy and his dad, and it resonated with them, whether they realized it or not. It resonated with them. They said, oh, hey, and about a boy as he was trying to not become his dad. He's not trying to become his dad. He's resisting what his dad is. And at the end of the day, he finds that his greatest strength actually is when he a little bit, not full overborn, but a little bit becomes his father. And in that moment when he becomes takes on what it was his father delved into, which was the dark side, he becomes empowered, he becomes capable. And it's a crazy thing. It's the same basic storyline that you see in The Lion King, which was a fantastic movie. It's about a young lion, and he has to basically become his father. It's a story, you go back into history and you find many Greek stories about men who have to go down into deep dark places to find something, and that's the same thing that we deal with today. You know, men, we don't want to be our fathers. Our fathers were gruff and they were rough and they had a beef with the world, but at the end of the day you find that you're going to have to step into some of that if you're going to make it, because there are emperors out there that are going to slit your throat, and if you don't take on some of that mantle that your father had, you're not going to make it. And you may be able to, with the good qualities in you, redeem the image that you despise so much by taking it on, but doing it in a right way. And that's what Luke Skywalker is all about. He did become his father to a large degree, and I think Yoda showed him that when he was down in that cave. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. If you think Star Wars is about something else, please share. This is a free form video right now. I'm just getting used to videos and things like that. I apologize. I have a terrible camera, but more than anything, comments mean, I want to know what you guys are thinking. That means more to me than anything. So that's kind of the heart of everything. When you get a response or a comment, you kind of go back and forth. It makes things worth it. So let me know what you think.